that's a wrap. Hello everyone and welcome to Bevins Bricks, and in today's video we're going to be taking a very close look at my finished Grand Hotel and complete with lights. But before I get into that, I want to give a very special thank you to brickloot, as brickloot actually sponsored this particular building. They sponsored it both with their amazing lighting products, of which you can see in this video right here, and you can also go and check out and see if you want to purchase those amazing products, because the links are in that video. And also they supplied 20 of this absolutely amazing set, so that way I was able to fill the entire building with all these amazing details. And again, they supplied 20 of these really cool sets for free in order for me to do this. Now, if you want to buy this amazing set as well, you can check out the description of this video below and you will find a link to this on Amazon for $13.99 a piece, if I'm not mistaken. Because a lot of you are actually new to my channel, I do want to bring something else up. The actual building here itself was constructed during a build competition that I had with Charm City Bricks. We did that build competition last year over Thanksgiving break, and we had a lot of fun. What we did is over a 3-day period, twice a day for 2 hours a day, that's the only time we could physically work on our prospective buildings. Charm did not finish his building, and I actually made my building shorter than I originally intended due to the time constraints. But man, was that a very fun competition. Part of the reason that we decided to do that, though, is because we thought it would be a really good learning experience for other people to watch and see all the thought and the number of parts that actually go into doing a very large building like this. So if you are interested in seeing the build process, because everything was recorded online, we did not do any building offline. It was strictly live building only. But if you would like to see the entire process of building this building, you can check out this playlist right here. It is the build competition playlist, and you will be able to see me and Charm City building our retrospective buildings. Before I turn the lights off, I want to kind of discuss a few things that I've actually changed and show you a few details that I feel are actually quite important when building large buildings. The first thing I want to point out, though, is I changed the roof line on this, as I thought it added a lot more detail, adding the greebling to the top of the roof, and it made it look much more attractive. Plus, as you can see, I added a lot more roof detail, as I am big about adding roof details, and I feel a building is not complete without some awesome roof details. Lastly, during the build competition, I did not have anything on the back side of the building, so I added all this awesome greebling to the peaks after the fact. But to me, it really made for the building to appear a lot more decorative. Now on to other things, because I did the entire interior over the last few weeks, lighting and all. And again, as I mentioned, these are brickloot sets, but I wanted to get in focus and point out that I have a lot of the windows blocked out. And there's a reason that I do that. Anytime you're looking at an actual building, a very tall building like this especially, when you're driving down the road, all the windows are not always open. Some of them have blinds, some of them have walls over them and things of that nature. And that's why I felt it was very important to cover a lot of those different window holes. And I also made a video just recently showing different techniques you can use for blinds and curtains and things like that. And you can see that video right here if you're interested in learning more. But now it's time for the most important view. The view with the building with the lights off. And man, does this thing look great. To me, I am extremely happy with how the shopping plaza actually turned out, with all the amazing lighting in the shops. And then you go back through past the tree, enter the lobby, and then you can start walking up, or taking the elevator up anyway, throughout the entire building. And again, I do want to point out that, as you can see, not every floor is illuminated in this building. And the reason for that is because in a realistic building, you would not have every single floor illuminated. Like any build, I still have a lot of detail work that I have to do to the back side, specifically the sidewalks and also some street lamps, and even this little alleyway here, which is the alleyway that takes you again to the entrance of the Grand Hotel. On this side of the building, I put what I call a little hall anyway, and people are getting ready for a little party. This portion of the building has very little to no detail at all, but I was feeling in an 80s mood on this side of the base, so I put Pac-Man chasing one of the ghosts. Now let's take a slow scan up the side of the building. Now in that room, it actually looks more like a party, but what it was supposed to be is a minifig watching TV. And I actually did something different on an upper floor, and I'll explain that momentarily. But again, like I said, not every floor should be illuminated. So I really took a lot of time making sure that there was different illumination, different scenes, different furniture, and all that going on in the building all the time. And I feel like it really turned out well. One of the techniques I can point out to you to try and get different color shades and things like that, because to me that's very important when looking at a building. Not every window is going to have the exact same light. So you'll see I have some that are white and yellow, and then it looks like yellow hues. And that's all accomplished using different colored tiles over the lamps, but it's also accomplished, like in this particular area right here, that is using a wall element plate with a white light behind it, and it gave it a natural yellow glow. But on this room right here, it is quite simply just a yellow LED. And then down over here, what I actually used was a white LED with trans yellow plates over top of it. And that allowed me to get a lot of different color schemes in the building, which to me, I feel is very important to try and capture that realistic look. Up here is what I was talking about. I did something a little bit different. You can still see the color changing, but what I did on that particular TV is I put a trans blue piece, because typically a TV has a blue hue to it, no matter what color is actually visible. And I felt that really gave it a good look, and it was suggested to me by one of my viewers. So thank you so much for that awesome suggestion. Now, scanning down, this was actually a mistake. And what I did is I said, you know what, heck with it. I left it in there. The flashing yellow light is just a faulty light in that person's room, but that was supposed to be another yellow light. And I, like I said, made a mistake placing it in there. And I'm trying to get up close and personal to show you there is little minifigs throughout different rooms. He's carrying a briefcase because he just got there from his business trip. In this room, there's another person that's just coming into their room with their briefcase, and their girlfriend is looking in the other room. And I know that this is probably a little blurry, so I apologize. It's hard to film with night. And then down here is a little family. They just walked into their room, and they are getting ready to leave to go do some sightseeing. So there's a lot of different things that have been done to try and add various amounts of detail to the building and make it look realistic. And then the last realistic touch, in my opinion, was to put the obstruction light on the top of the building anyway, because I am so close to an airport. And I do realize that no building would ever be that tall near an airport. But you know what? It's Lego. So I can only be so real because I am limited on my size constraints as far as my table itself. All in all, though, I feel the building turned out really well, and it has an amazing realistic touch. And it was a very long process doing all this lighting, but I feel it was very, very worth it. And I can't wait to do a city update and show all the other buildings, including my airport, illuminated along with that building. But anyway, guys, that is all for this video. So as always, thank you for coming to Bevins Bricks. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share below, and hopefully we'll see you next time on Bevins Bricks.